Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. So today what I wanted to do was discuss the price movement that we're seeing right now. Dogecoin took off like an absolute rocket yesterday, and Bitcoin is leading the market now on a bullish run, sitting at 44,000. So what's going to happen next? Well, we're at a really important price level right now, both on Dogecoin and on Bitcoin. So I really wanted to make sure I got this video out so that you can clearly be aware of what to expect next. So let me go ahead and share my screen. There's a few things we need to talk about. So first and foremost, what is the market sentiment right now? Has anything changed that would cause a severe bullish, an extreme bullish, or an extreme bearish run? If you just check Twitter and check news, you can see not much has changed. The war in Russia and Ukraine is still going, has not gotten much worse or much better. So there's no real catalyst there to drive the prices up or down. Now, about 6 hours ago, the president did send out a message that NATO allies and some other people were going to be holding a meeting to discuss Russia's unprovoked and unjustified attack on Ukraine. Those are his words, okay? And so we could see, just depending on more developments from this conversation and more that we find out, we could see people start to feel panic if they think that we're going to start to get like physically involved in the war and it could escalate, or maybe not. All right. So, but as of right now, the important factor is that nothing has changed. So it is all technical analysis at this point. There's not anything fundamental to go off of. And as far as catalysts are concerned, we've had good news and bad news. So that pretty much evens out as well. All technicals here. So let's take a look at the chart. So let's go ahead and look at Bitcoin. As you can see, we're on the 30-minute time frame here, and this is just taking a look where my mouse is right now. This is about the beginning of March. This is mid-March, and this is where we are right now. So you can see here from about 2 weeks ago up until now, I mean, we were sitting at 37,000, and we've just been on a steady move up here on the 30-minute time frame, bouncing off the 200 EMA, a nice steady climb up. But if you go to the daily time frame, with these same indicators up, there's a few things you can see. And let me just hide drawings to make this a little clearer. All right. You can see a few things here. Big movement up, healthy pullback to around the 200 EMA, a little bit under. And then we reclaimed, big move up, made a new high, a pullback to right under the 200 EMA yet again, just like here, with a higher high, higher low than before. And we're coming back to that 200 EMA. If you go ahead and zoom in here, though, what you can see is that at this, and this is the important part, when we're talking about what can we expect next, is the price going to go up or is it going to go down? What's most probable? Well, as you can see here, we are at the 200 EMA here on the daily time frame on Bitcoin right now. So yes, we had a bullish move up here over the last couple days, and yes, we just skyrocketed all the way past 43k, found support and headed to 44. But you can see here, if you just hover your mouse, about 44,600 or 700, let's just call it 44,500, is where strong resistance is on the daily time frame, which means it is unlikely that the bull run is going to just continue right by there. This is the most likely reversal point, the most likely stopping point that we're at right now. So if you were looking for a sell point now, and you're trying to do like a short-term buy low, sell high, rinse and repeat plan, now is going to be that area where you're looking for a sell, right around this 44,000 mark. And what you're going to want to do is wait to see, does the market have enough strength to, after it finishes its pullback here, go back up to the 200 EMA resistance and break through it, and then find support on the top side of it and continue up. And that's where, just like what I said about 43k, how you would do that same thing right here. We broke through it, we found support, and this would have been your buy signal. You buy, move up to the next level, you sell here, see if we're going to break through it. If not, cool, you dodge the bullet. You can buy the dip once we stop falling again. Or if we do pull back and make a move through, you wait for it to break through, do its little pullback, or at least give you some kind of confidence that it's not just going to dump. And once you've established that we found support there, you re-enter pretty soon, and then you ride the next wave up. So again, this is around that sell territory based off of that. All right, and big picture, you can just see here we are at resistance. Now, historically, if you look at this move, if it's just going to repeat like last time, yes, we should be breaking through, pulling back and taking off and heading back up to 70s and beyond. But we'll see how that plays out. We're in a bit of a different situation now with a war going on. People are a little more fearful right now, so we may not see that same bullishness, at least not right away. A couple more things to notice why I'm feeling kind of positive about this. You've got a bit of a double bottom scenario here overall. Big pullback, went up to resistance, big pullback, and went back up to resistance again. And now we're at the point where we're going to see if we're going to continue. If you look shorter term, there's another double bottom right here. So another bullish reversal pattern. There's lots of good signs here. And the head and shoulders that people saw here has already played out. So that bearish signal is no longer valid as well. So lots of good things in our favor. Now, if we take a look at Dogecoin to see, well, what's Dogecoin going to do? Well, first and foremost, let's talk about Dogecoin's performance yesterday. Just like clockwork, honestly, everything that we discussed yesterday and over the last 2 weeks about what was going to happen with the price and what to do came true. And it's not, again, like I said in the last video, it's not some special skill or anything per se that like only I have or only certain people have. It's really just learning how to read the charts, analyze the market, and then everything suddenly starts to make sense. You can't be too biased in one direction. You can't only look at technicals. You can't only look at fundamentals. Can't only look at social sentiment. It all has to be balanced. And once you find that balance, you can do a correct analysis. And that's all I've been doing is analyzing for you and sharing. So on the daily time frame here, you can see we're in a bit of the same situation here. But Dogecoin, I mean, it came from this dip here and really took off like a rocket from 10 cents up to 12, had a pullback. And then when Bitcoin wasn't even moving that much, we had a big breakout and it started gathering so much attention in the market yesterday because no other coins were moving and Doge was the only thing really moving yesterday evening. And because of that, when you've got a whole lot of investors with nothing else to do, you've got a whole lot of people that have left Dogecoin and went to things like SHIB, and then SHIB wasn't moving at that time, and they're not totally opposed to Dogecoin. Here's another coin that they can shift some funds into and ride the wave up. And so we saw a big snowball effect here with these massive candles here as people just bought in and rode the hype wave. And so that was a big FOMO hype breakout move there. There was no catalyst like we discussed yesterday. But when we're talking about Dogecoin stopping points and is Dogecoin going to continue with this momentum, there's a few things to notice. And what I always say is 3 candles, especially when those candles are large, it's about all you're going to get. Usually 3 big candles in a row is where you're going to stop. And so you can see here 1, 2, 3. This last candle was massive and we got a big rejection there. So that's sign number 1 that we're probably cooling off. If we go down to a lower time frame, there's some other indications as well. And that's that, yeah, we had all of this crazy momentum, but you can see that at this point on lower time frames, when you look at the average price that people have felt comfortable paying for Dogecoin recently, we are super overextended in regard to that. So even when it comes to the 30-minute time frames, 50 EMA, we're still pulling, we're still a little bit extended above that. And you can see this parabolic move here that lasted for the whole last 24 hours. Anytime there's an extreme overreaction in one direction, there's going to be a correction. These kind of things do not last forever. There's then, just like right here, going to be a correction to that move. And so for this whole move here, we can expect a healthy correction long term. So it may not be in the next 5 or 10 or 20 minutes, but maybe over the next day or 2 or 3 days, we'll probably see some sort of pullback down towards 13. If Bitcoin does not just blow through 44K and lead the market into the next bull run instantly. So if Bitcoin cools off, stays under 44K and starts heading back to 43 to 42, we can expect Dogecoin to start cooling off and really resetting a bit before it does anything else. Another reason why I say that is because as of yesterday, it was to the moon, right? And that was, whether or not Bitcoin was moving, Dogecoin was taking off. And then when Bitcoin did move up, Dogecoin took off even faster. But if you look at the comparison here, and let's just compare Dogecoin at its current state today and how it's performing today to how Bitcoin's performing. And this is the same time frame here. It paints a little bit of a different picture. So this is, this is about 13 hours right here. and this is 13 hours right here. Notice the difference in movement. Notice the difference in movement. From this point here, Bitcoin took off and made a significant move up, whereas Dogecoin barely moved off that same move. And you can see even here, the price movement was not even comparable. Bitcoin took off and had very small pullbacks the whole way and has maintained that price movement to the upside, whereas Dogecoin had nice big moves up, but then it pulled back and retraced and lost all of that territory that it gained, and then it moved up again, and then on its little pullback here on Bitcoin ended up being a big pullback on Dogecoin to where it reset again to its starting point. So you can see here signs that Dogecoin is a little extended and people aren't so comfortable buying at these prices, not knowing if it's kind of going to be a fake move or not, right? Because there's no catalyst. We already had our hype move yesterday, and a lot of the people that were playing it smart are already out if they were trying to buy low and sell high short term, and we might just be left with some people that are just being a little greedy and trying to squeeze out the last little bits of juice that they can out of Dogecoin. But because of that, lots of selling pressure as people are thinking, okay, maybe I should start taking profit here and just lock in what I have. But that's a good thing. We want to stabilize as long as we don't dump and sell off completely. Finding stability, finding support like we have here at this 13.5 line is perfectly fine. As long as when the next we establish support, people get confident, and then if Bitcoin decides to take off and go beyond 44 to 45 and whatnot, Dogecoin follows. As long as that happens, we're good. A quick little look at Cardano, just for those of you that are interested. Cardano's been moving like crazy. Cardano was super sold off, by the way. If you didn't buy any Cardano, that is a shame, because if you understand the hype that was generated at Cardano 3, granted, Cardano has had some issues with its smart contracts and everything, but still, the project is still good and it's going to be fixed. So looking at 75 cents for this long, not grabbing any of that. I mean, now we're at $1.20, and you can see Cardano's just parabolic over these last couple days. So as long as Bitcoin is going to keep moving, it's not too late to jump in these altcoins. Just make sure you find a good price to buy at. That's all I have to say about that. And the final thing we'll conclude with is Bitcoin and price projections. So let's say that Bitcoin does decide to break out and it does decide to go above 44,000. Where is Bitcoin going to stop? That is the question. And as you can see here, we've had this drawn for a while. Kind of what my overall prediction was. After this recovery, we would start looping back up and head up here. And you can already see the lines that I drew. This was actually from about a month ago, these little gray lines here. And so here's the next real resistance levels that we need to keep an eye out for on Bitcoin. And if we can hold at them, clear them, flip to the top side of them, hold support, and then keep moving up, we're going to be in good shape to continue with bullish activity. So the obvious first one is what I already mentioned, and that's on the daily time frame, the 200 EMA, which sits here at about 44,500. That's the first short-term level. If we do break that and hold above it, we are probably going to start heading towards 45 and beyond. The next obvious level is where the previous tops were of this double bottom, and that's right around 46,000. And you can see, just looking left, there's also support at 46, which makes this an even stronger and more easily identifiable level for traders. So 44.5 and 46. And then we've got some more to talk about here at around 48. And then after that, it's pretty much smooth sailing up until we get to about 50-52. And beyond 52, the sky's the limit. And if we clear 52, if we clear this level right here, I'd feel pretty confident saying that we're probably back on our way to 100K. And 100K, in my opinion, as long as the government doesn't completely, and governments of multiple countries don't completely mess up the whole crypto space, we will be getting there probably this year, in my opinion. So this is the level we need to clear to really get everybody back on track and to start heading back up to those levels. But in between, we've got levels at 44.5, 46, 40, what's this level here? Kind of lost that number there for a second. About 48 and then 52. those are the key levels I'm looking at. And of course, you can adjust your time frame, and if you want to, you can look for little numbers in between there. I know there were some at 47 and some at 50 and whatnot, but I'm just looking at the most obvious spots here, and those are mine. So hopefully that made sense and you guys appreciate this info. If you have any questions at all, don't forget, drop those in the comment section below. And for a limited time, you can join the Discord group for free if you want to see what's going on and hear more of my opinions and the opinion of others that trade often more frequently. So link in the description for that. It's read only. If you'd like to be able to ask questions, you can click the join button on the channel after you subscribe, and it's going to be $10 a month for that membership. But then you'll be able to hang out and also support the channel. So follow me on Twitter as well if you like more frequent updates that are not in the Discord group. And don't forget to click like on this video if you enjoyed it. So thanks everybody, and I'll talk to you in the next one.